Hey guys, and welcome back to Toku Thrill for another uh GoZyuger recap. And it's been a while. I'm I'm Nightster, of course, and I'm here with uh, the wonderful American Riley.
Hello.
God, it's been so long that I'm forgetting how to do this.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah,
Like, eventually
uh,
he's gonna say my name. I just gotta give him a minute. Just gotta let him cook.
yeah. Sorry guys, I'm a bit rusty because it's been a few weeks, that's on me. That's my bad. I was on holiday, and after that, we just never got
Yeah,
around
this
to.
fucking guy warns me about a holiday, and I say, hey, remind me closer to when it is, and we'll record episodes in advance. And then just like I forgot, like I knew I would. And one week I was like, hey, I can't do the show on the normal day. What about this day? And you were like, I can't do that day. And I said, what about the next day? And you were like, that's the day I'm leaving for holiday. And I was like, what?
Like I thought I told you prior enough, but apparently I was wrong.
You told me two prior. You got to remind me a little closer.
Yeah, so that was my bad. And there was going to be episodes in advance, but because I failed to get the timing right on letting him know, that that didn't end up happening. So now we have a lot of episodes to cover.
Yep.
Uh, so we watched episodes 24 through 28.
So they
So,
were so it was like the two-part like school episode. Then there's the fucking Toei episode, which I have some things to say about.
oh yeah.
And then one of them or both of them with Bouquet, or was there a one-off before or after that?
Um, I think it was a two-parter with Bouquet.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was because in the second part there was the fake Go Jugers.
Yes, I'm sure you were thrilled about that.
I was very thrilled, and we'll get to those. But first, we have episode 24, the thief causing a stir at school.
Well, I'm
Now,
probably gonna be speaking on 24 and 25 as a cohesive unit because I don't remember which is which really, and they're the same story stretched over two episodes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this part. I really enjoyed this episode. It was an
yeah,
intriguing story. We get to see an interesting relationship. I'm glad they created an interesting relationship between Universe Lupin Red and Universe Pat Red because that or Pat One Go, whatever the fuck you call him. That was a good move.
Ichigo.
Yeah.
So I thought I was cooking with my theories at the cold open of this
Oh
episode
yeah. So our fan
because
theory was destroyed.
what ended up happening was we see Lupin Red being the phantom thief that he is, and he's got this thing called a Gokai finish where he turns people into keys, and he even turned two of the Gojujers into Ranger keys at some point, and he
Gojuju Ranger
had
Key coming soon to a Japanese toy store near you if they're not already there.
yeah, and he had the freaking chest from Gokaiger, like the key chest. So I was convinced that, oh, this is it. This is where Marvelous comes in. He's Lupin Red. This is awesome. But no, it wasn't him.
Unfortunately not. I like what it ended up being, but I it would have been
Yeah,
pretty cool if it was Marvelous.
it was a great story, but come on,
I
Marvelous would
just
have been.
in a world where it's implied that the rest of Super Sentai happens, like I feel like it stands to reason that at least one Sentai alumni would be chosen for the ring battle. Because, like, who's a more worthy warrior than one who already fucking did this once?
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of well, it's not. I'm not just implied. It's confirmed that this isn't the first ring battle because and some of the people who are doing it now have already done it. Like
The original ring battle was just like they all were the actual red ones that they were supposed to be, and then there was just Kumade, and he somehow beat every Red Ranger ever.
yeah, well, Kumade was the red GoZyuger in the last ring battle, but then he became Goju Polar for this one. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing where maybe at the end of the season, Hoeru becomes Goju Polar. Like there's going to be another ring battle, and Hoeru
Interesting.
becomes Goju Polar, and there's
I could
another.
see GoJuger kind of having that sort of evergreen ending where like whoever realizes he's just been chosen for the third ring battle and like he charges away howling as the theme song starts to play. I could see that being a good ending for GoJuger.
Yeah, and you know he would howl
Of
right
course he
towards
would.
the end with the music playing. Um, so the Gokai Box cornered by Patron Ichigo, but he flies away with a note. Sumino is questioning a girl who came to the CAF with a request about the students that stopped going home.
Yeah, so basically there's the number one youth man, the youth number one, and he has brainwashed all of these children into thinking that they gotta stay in school forever because it's an epic place of youth, and they're never leaving school. And this one girl was able to escape somehow and has contracted Sumino to solve the mystery.
Yeah,
How public? I guess super public now, but like prior to that, like how did the TV studio know who the Go-Jugers were? We're skipping ahead, but like how did the TV studio know who the Go-Jugers were, but not all of them? Like, do people know who the Go-Jugers are? Did the TV station somehow just like figure that out with investigative It's very confusing
it is. Yeah,
that they figured out who four of the Go-Jugers were and not the not the main two. The two are that are doing the most like badass shit that the public would see.
yeah. They don't um figure out Hoeru or Kumade, but they get all the others.
Yeah, fucking Kumade funds the documentary, and then he walks in and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm a Go Juju too," and the dude's like, "What the fuck?"
Even Hoeru was like, "Yeah, I'm also Gojuja," but they're like,
He was like, "I don't
"Yeah,
believe you."
later." Uh,
We'll talk about that episode. I've got some
yeah.
frustrations to work out, but
There's some
uh
choice words about that one.
the
Ooh.
school arc was
Yes.
really interesting. I like the character development of the Pat Ranger, who was originally set on the wrong path by the No One spell, and the fact that like his like epic master sensei turns out to be Lupin Red is pretty sick. I love how this story is built.
I also love how um, I'm not sure if you I would have clocked this because I'm not sure if you've watched Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger,
I've
but
seen two episodes in a movie.
um, well, during that season, there's the whole plot of Zamigo like freezing people and like shattering them, like taking away their loved ones, and that's what he does to the three Lupin Rangers, and that's why they became Lupin Rangers was to um, they were told they can get their family back if they got the pieces,
Hmm.
and I kind of like how Lupin Red's reason for being Lupin Red ties into that because it's his daughter. That is the no one.
That's true. Look
So
at
he's
them
doing this
drawing parallels and stuff.
and to save her. Yeah, I really loved that when it clicked.
And I made this point to you in DMs about episode 24 where it took me back to a different time. It took me back to the time of 2000s Power Rangers where the entire episode is about Sumino and Kinjiro. Is his name Kinjiro? It's been so long.
Yeah,
Kinjiro, right?
the
Yeah,
green one. Yeah,
the whole episode's about Sumino and Kinjiro, and then once everybody morphs and it's fight time, the half of the screen time is Hoeru and his battleizer, for lack of a better term.
yeah,
Took
yeah.
me
We're
back
going
to the good old days.
right back to the Power Ranger fields. So
Because Hoeru gets spelled. Who gets it's Rikuo, Hoeru, and
Ryuji
Ryuji get spelled, and then I guess they all get spelled at first, but Sumino and Kinjiro get freed. Except for
yeah,
Kumide. He just kind of shows up at some point.
yeah. Sumino and Kinjiro get freed by Lupin Red. His name is Bando. Is his name. So
His name is
Bando is
Bando. What's the pet guy?
the Pato Ranger is cast. Come on. Ricardo, you can just a minute. Guest cast or Iki Harawatari. So Iki.
Iki, okay.
So yeah, Bando uses the dial fighter to free Sumino and Kinjiro. And Sumino has a detective moment where she realizes that Bando wasn't kidnapping students like they thought he was, but he was using his dial fighter to free them from the brainwashing of the no ones.
Man, no ones are so like. Maybe it's just because I'm like tired and scatterbrained, but like it's such a weird thing to keep track of that like I get what they're going for, like, but like keeping track of like, okay, in this instance, is it no one or is it number one? Because they're both written the same way and they're both used interchangeably when it comes to the monsters and their motivations and who they are. It's just hard to keep track of. It's a
Yeah,
weird double name that kind of confuses me sometimes.
I think no ones is the term for just the monsters in general, but number one is like the winners of the um like certain categories. Like, oh, I will be number one at this. I'll be number one at that. So your number one battles determine who is the actual number one.
Yeah, fair enough. Can you tell if the number one battles are just becoming a chore even for the production staff? Because I feel like I can.
Oh, definitely. They want to rush through those as fast as they can.
Stop doing them. The end of the world is such an easy chance to stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
I really it does disappoint me how little the world getting reset affected the overall story.
Yeah, like I really wish there was more to it, but it kind of feels like it was there just to build tension early on and then just not have any massive outcome towards the end. Because at first it was all, oh, Kumade stuff, but now it's all back to normal, as if it
I
never
mean,
happened.
kind of every episode is Scuba Day stuff now. He's kind of got that Sixth Ranger effect where like he shows up and it just becomes about him for a while. And that happens like every episode. Maybe not every episode, but pretty often.
Uh, so there's a whole moment where Iki realizes that he's been fighting on the wrong side, that was a pretty big moment, and he and Bando fight together, and to the point where Bando actually takes a hit for him, which is how Iki found out about Bando being Lupin Red.
Yeah,
Because
because he gets demorphed from the epic hit.
yeah,
They use
and
that kind of common media theme now where it's like, oh, I'm old, so it's not important that I live. And all the young people are like, bro, what are you talking about? Stop trying to kill yourself via heroism.
yeah, but that's kind of where the first part ends, which is him having his identity revealed.
Yeah, and then well, Grit #1 shows up. Uh they beat Youth #1, and then Grit #1 shows up, and he's like, now it's my time. And it's like, oh shit, we thought we were done, but we weren't done.
Yeah, and uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, and there was the challenges that Iki and Hoera had to do against all the different reds because oh fuck, oh, what's his name? A Kuon shows up.
Yes. We
And,
finally got
and
Kuon back in play a little bit.
yeah, and he shows up with 10 reds from the past.
Damn, my man's strapped.
He strapped in with the amount of reds, and there were 3 challenges that they had to do. I think it was 3 anyway. But as they did more and more challenges, more and more GoZyugers actually like were wiped out from the challenges until it was just Iki and Hoeru.
Makes sense.
And the final challenge was just hand-to-hand combat, them against all the reds.
Of course.
Um,
I do like how it's all the Rangers at first, and then like they kind of slowly fall off. And the first one who falls off is Sumino because she's just like, you know what? No,
yeah,
I'm too high class for this.
I'm not pulling this freaking bell head on us on this thing. I'm not doing this. And then there was like a fire thing, like an endurance test.
Yeah, and that's what knocks Kimide out because he's Mr. Ice and he don't like the fire.
Yeah. Uh,
Does Kimide come back in that episode? I don't think he does. I think he melted and they had to fucking put him back together in between episodes.
uh,
He probably does come back, but he was gone for much longer than I expected him to be.
isn't it him who pilots the like Megazord?
Oh
Um,
yeah, he does the like Tokyo uh Tegasword.
yeah. He summons Tokuja's yellow and pink trains for the arms because like Tegasword was just like what the hell? And these are
Bro, what do you want? You're like
what? Why
trying
are
to
you?
fuck me over.
Why are you here? What? Why are Tokyo's trains with us? The hell did you do? Uh, and meanwhile, Lupin Red and Patron Ichigo get boosted,
Oh yeah, they get fucking Orca booster modes.
which are actually the power up modes from Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured those designs weren't that dope to be used once and never again.
Yeah, yeah. The I can't remember if it's which style fighters are used for that, but they're, they're definitely from Lupin. I recognize them. Uh, but yeah, they all destroy the No Ones, and Hoeru gets the Lupin Ranger and Pata Ranger rings, and I think Kumade gets the Gokaiger ring because he
Somebody
turns it
must.
blue. I know he
Yeah, yeah,
turned
yeah.
A
It
ring
was
blue.
it was among the ones that he turned blue, which I don't think he really uses. I think he just like absorbs their power. So essentially, Gokaiger is out of the game immediately, which is kind of unfortunate.
That kind of peeves me off a bit because that's my favorite Sentai season.
Yeah,
And you use it once for like here's a cool little thing that the Lupin guy has, and that's it. You don't even get a Gokaiger transformation. Like just once, I want to hear the whole like Gokaiger from the ring, but no.
I mean, there was also a ring that I was really expecting to be a henshin ring that gets used up in the next episode, which we'll talk about.
Uh,
I guess it still could be for one of the GoZyugers, but there was no Universe Red for it.
uh, well, I'll get to that soon, but the
He doesn't remember chat. He's trying to remember it. He doesn't remember.
I am trying to remember, but uh, I know we'll get to it. But before we get to that episode, what would you rate that two-parter out of 10?
Okay, I was wondering how you were gonna want to handle the wrap up questions. I guess we can count them as a unit. I'll give it a 10. Solid Sentai story.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that.
No complaints. Lots of enjoyable drama moments.
No notes.
Chef's kiss, no notes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've got to give it a 10. And the favorite character from that two-parter,
Uh, hmm. Do I? Yeah, I'll give it to Bando. I thought about Sumino for a minute, but Bando was the MVP, I think.
yeah, I instantly knew that I was giving it to Bando because, come on, he's Bando.
True, he was pretty dope. But Sumino was in peak form. I appreciated her attitude throughout all of this. You know, her reluctance to start, her high class detective attitude as they continued the investigation, and of course the bratty "I'm not fucking doing this" when they go to do the grit shit. It's all chef's kiss, no notes. But Bando's too awesome to not give it to.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember what that ring was.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot, to be honest. Like, it's the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking
Speaking
Go
of, time to
Ranger
talk
ring.
about the Toei episode, and I Nightstar, I told you this over DMs. I think I hate every GoJuger except for Hoeru now. They all suck. They're all the worst.
Including the one that you called best girl all the time. Your favorite
She
GoJuger.
faltered here in this moment. I just
So,
I can't imagine if I was like part of some sort of a group that was famous, and I also had a day job at a TV studio, and the rest of that group shows up to shoot a documentary about the group, and I'm like, hey, I'm also part of that group, and the director doesn't believe me, and none of them vouch for me, I'm no longer gonna be a part of that group. That's fuck.
yeah, that would suck. Like, imagine if any of, like, the channels that either of us are a part of get to that point, and that sort of situation happens where someone who isn't in as many videos as all the others, but they're still part of it. And not even that, because
Whoever's
Whoever
the
is the
main
main guy.
guy.
He's the main he's the main freaking guy.
It's like fucking they do the Toku Phil documentary at the BBC, and you're an intern there, and we're just like, we don't know where he went.
I'm like, wait, guys, I'm the one that founded Toku Thrill.
And we're like, who's that guy? Give me a peach tea, please.
Give me a peach tea. Oh, fucking Simino. Uh, but yeah, Hoaru applied for Toei, as in the studio that makes Super Sentai.
Yes, Toa and this whole episode is so like it's not quite as trippy because they don't try to go like in and out of character at the same time, but like it just had this sort of vibe about it that reminded me of behind the scenes, that episode of RPM that fucking snapped my brain in half. Do you remember that one?
I think I do, because it's been a long time since I've seen RPM.
Okay, so there's an episode called
Years.
Behind the Scenes, and it's a behind the scenes documentary about how the show is made, but everyone's in character. So it makes it seem like they're implying that in the world it's a TV show, but also not. And it's very confusing.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened here, but on a much lesser scale.
At least they're not like hanging out with Fire Candle and Bouquet like they're just coworkers. That was the weirdest part. Like I could have believed that they like shoot footage of Power Rangers fights and put out like a documentary show in the world of Power Rangers RPM. But then they're trying to do like, hey, look at the actors working together. And it's like Scott and Tanaya having an on-set disagreement that's not like I am Tanaya 7 and I'm gonna kill you. It's you're not selling this line correctly.
Oh my goodness. I think the weirdest part of this episode of GoZyuger was the reference of filming Kamen Rider when
Yeah, I was gonna
Kamen
mention
Rider
that.
exists in Sentai. Like they do crossover episodes. So is it just now confirmed that Kamen Rider is a fictional TV show, but there's also actual Kamen Riders?
Well, I imagine that makes sense. I imagine people are like, "Oh, Kamen Riders are cool. Let's make a show about them."
I mean, I guess, yeah. Like if we had
I
real
thought he was gonna say
superheroes,
Super Sentai, and that was gonna be really weird. But Kamen Rider was less weird.
like I imagine if superheroes existed in real life, we'd make shows about those heroes.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so I guess I can see how that would be a thing in the world of like the show, but it was still quite trippy.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, so the Gojuju show up for like a documentary Toei is filming about them, but there's only 4 out of 6 of them there, which doesn't seem to bother the director. Until like the end. He mentions it, but it doesn't bother him at first. And they all see Hoeru and recognize Hoeru and interact with Hoeru. But again, he goes to the director and he's like, "Hey, I would go Juju too," and he's like, "Yeah, fucking sure, buddy." And none of them speak up, and they just film the documentary with the 4 of them.
Yeah, and it's it's kind of crazy because it starts with Haweru seeing them first, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why are you here?"
Yeah,
And his boss gets mad at him for having no manners around the
for
guests.
disrespecting the honorable Gojujers.
And the Goju just don't say anything at any point about Haweru being their leader.
Also, the director, even the ranger should have spoke up, but also the director maybe should have done a little bit of investigative journalism because he does see Hoeru talking to them as if they all know each other. He should have been like, "Hey, how do you know this kid?" And then maybe at that point they'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's the red one," and he'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, but no, it's just an episode full of incompetence. I don't understand. Uh, and uh, basically, this documentary goes over like their reasonings for doing what they do, and it goes one by one, like, "Oh, I'm this and that, and I'm a Gojuja because of this."
This is guys, this is our clip show.
Yeah.
Sentai is a little less heavy-handed with the clips in said clip shows, but they're still there.
Oh, you haven't seen that one Go Kaija clip show?
I have
Oh my
not.
goodness.
Is there a Gokaiger clip show that's like particularly good or bad or?
It's it kind of just reminds me of all the Power Ranger clip shows.
Okay. So bad then.
Yeah, I mean, it's done fairly decently because it ties into the plot with Guy, who is who's a Super Sentai nut, but like still, it's really hard to make a clip show good.
I mean, I'm
But
kind of capping. I feel like I usually enjoy the clip show. Like they're pretty okay with building framework for it in Power Rangers. It's just like usually it's a little too much clips. Like if they cut out like 2 or 3 minutes of clips and replaced it with not clips, it would be perfect. But too many clips.
like, I think the only example of a clip show episode from Power Rangers that I actually enjoyed was the Dino Thunder episode where it was just Tommy's history and the history of Power Ranger teams in general, and it wasn't just Dino Thunder clips that we've already seen in that season. And we get to see how Connor, Kira, and Ethan react to seeing their teacher as a ranger.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I liked
I
the
like,
SPD one just because it was like cute character wise. Because they're all just like hanging out in the loft and they can't sleep, but they're just like reminiscing about their fight against Grum. The only note I have for that is that I really wish little Tinkerbell Sam came floating in there and he was like, I can't sleep either.
yeah, but so this kind of acts as a clip show, but not really because it's not mostly clips throughout the entire episode. It's only a few clips per ranger,
Yeah.
and
And I think Fire Candle and Bouquet also get a little hype reel.
oh, they do, yeah, because
Yeah.
they show up outside because they found and they heard about a Sentai ring, and the producer goes up towards them, and their faces get pixelated because they were like, "I didn't agree to be on camera," but eventually they do get their own little clips.
Who was the Oh, it was a monster. I don't remember what monster it was, but there was a monster in Dino Thunder that Cassidy and Devin interview, and it like goes along with it at first, and then it's like, oh wait, I'm a monster, and attacks her.
I remember that, but I can't remember which one it was. I can't even remember which episode that happened in because if I knew that, then I could just Google the monster for that episode. But
Yeah, Dino Thunder is not known. Basically, I feel like Power Rangers has had a problem. I don't know if this really extends to Super Sentai. Like I haven't watched enough Sentai. Maybe they do more to make them memorable there. But when it comes to just like their less distinctive designs combined with their less distinctive personalities, I feel like Power Rangers since like Zeo has had trouble making the monsters like memorable as characters.
yeah, I can see that. Uh, Sentai, from what I've seen, does struggle with that as well, but it kind of just seems like monsters are just there to be the oh, I'm the bad guy this week, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They kind of stopped like throughout Mighty Morphin and Zeo, most of them kind of had like a silly personality that was like that had something to do with their gimmick, and that would make them like memorable. Like just like I don't know why I keep going back to Turkey Jerk, but he's like, "Oh, I'm Turkey Jerk," and he makes turkey sounds, and he's got giant scissors, and it's like, okay, I remember Turkey Jerk because he's a fucking giant turkey with scissors who gobbles around and has a goofy personality. But I don't. The only reason I remember somebody like Creature is because of typos on the Ranger Wiki.
Or freaking Pudgy Pig, of course, you can't forget
Yep,
the boy.
like yeah, Mighty Morphin's very good at memorable. Puddy Pig, very memorable. King Sphinx, very memorable. Turkey Jerk,
And the Lizinator.
the Lizinator, the brand new Lizinator.
That's just literally just the Terminator, but as a lizard.
Oh yeah, he does have the fucking. I didn't even make that connection until just right now.
Seriously? I think he even makes
Yeah,
like a I'll be
I thought he
back
was just
reference.
called the Lizinator because that's a cool name for a lizard monster. I didn't even think about that connection.
Like he's got the accent, and I think he makes a reference like I'll be back.
I'm sure he says I'll be back. I've never watched Terminator. I know about those things, but I'm not interested enough in Terminator that I hear them and I'm like, oh, right away. So it's just like, yeah, he's the Lizinator. He's a lizard who
Well, now you know.
the naders.
So
My Lizinator. You'll never stop me, Perry the Platypus.
what kind of plumber are you? A platypus plumber? Perry the
Perry the
platypus
Platypus
plumber?
plumber. Perry the Platypus.
Uh, that's probably one of the best Perry the platypus moments. It's up there with Perry the teenage girl.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that now it's a meme. I've seen memes online where people will just like take anything, like take a rock, and it's like a rock, and then put a little hat on it. Parry the rock.
Like anything green and then a little brown hat. Just Perry the such and such. Uh, um, so outside, Fire Candle and the AI have entered.
Sorry to get NSFW, but I feel like a great way. Take notes. If you're an e-girl and you're listening to Toku Thrill, take notes. I feel like you could get a lot of hits on your OnlyFans if you did parry the dildo.
What?
Just like because they're always posting shit on their Twitter to try to get you to subscribe to their OnlyFans. So take a dildo, it's like a dildo, and then put the little hat on it, parry the dildo. You might go viral. It'd be funny.
Oh my god. I guess it might work. Maybe. But
And then in the subtweet have like come see Perry's secret mission. And it's the OnlyFans link.
my god. I don't. Since hiring as their fee, yeah. Okay, so during Fire Candle and Bouquet's interruption, Hawaru shows up and he's like, "Oh, now I've actually got a fight, so I'm gonna turn into Goju Wolf," which reveals his identity to his boss, which he should have done much earlier because he wanted his boss to know, but he didn't be like, "Oh, give me 1 second just to go home and grab my ring."
Yeah, when did he get a chance to get the ring before? Because I thought that was the bit the whole time is that he just didn't have the ring to show him. But then when the studios attacked, he does.
I think it's a case of he sees that Fire Candle and Bouquet are there, so he's like, "Oh, I have to go and get the ring."
Fair enough.
Like he just decides to grab it at that moment because he knows he needs it.
Is it bad that like usually I see a pretty girl and I immediately know she's a pretty girl and I become a simp immediately? I somehow like just noticed how pretty Bouquet is. I don't
I
know why it didn't click with me before, but I think like her little stint with Kumade, where they were doing a lot of close-ups of her looking more innocent than usual, I was like, oh, she's pretty.
of how innocent she looks. That's um I've noticed it a few times, but I try to get very careful with that because and the last time I was like, "Oh, that's a fairly pretty character in Sentai. Well, actually, Kamen Rider.
I don't know if you want to admit the rest of this story. I have a feeling I know where it's going.
Yeah. I wasn't saying like, oh, like yeah, she's hot. Like, no, I was saying like, oh, she's relatively pretty. Turned out she was, and the actress was a lot younger than you'd think.
Mm,
So
I
that
see.
so that would have been bad if it was anything apart from.
She's 25. We're good. I knew she was an adult. She doesn't look anything like a kid.
Have you seen Baraba? Because she doesn't either. Like, you
I
wouldn't look
guess
at her
I
and
guess
think,
sometimes that
oh,
does happen, but like sometimes a younger person could look like an older person, but much less often is that the other way around. So like I can look at a girl who's 25 and I can tell she's not 15.
true.
But sometimes I can look at a girl who's 17 and they've like dressed a certain way and put on a certain amount of makeup where you can't quite tell. But once they get old enough, you can tell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, they get into a fight, and um, Oweru's boss is like, "Oh, actually, because you saved us and you're keeping all the rings in safe hands, take the ring that was in our safe this entire time, and it was the Go Ranger ring."
is that director an actor in Go Ranger? Is that
Uh,
something that guy felt like he was supposed to be cool for reasons I didn't understand?
uh,
GoZyuger episode 26. Close to the secret. However, Tono is a new employee.
past, however, we can just Sumino. Take us all good bun fly under bouquet. Number one answer. Seki? Is it? No.
Tomogazu Seki. He was fucking Sprocket, or whatever the Sentai equivalent to Sprocket was.
I'm not sure if that's
Right?
him though. Um, he's well known for being on Morpher voice roles. He is commonly known voicing the equipment for the pirate themed Sentai Rangers, for the Go Kaijus and Two Kaiser. So he's
There's
the
for
voice
some
that.
reason a whole part of this article about how he got COVID once and then he didn't have COVID a week later.
Oh no, that is him. Yeah.
On August 15th, 2022, his talent agency, Atomic Monkey, announced that he has been diagnosed for COVID 19. On August 24th, 2022, he has recovered from COVID 19. I think that's the time at which, instead of adding that, you just delete the first one. I don't think we need to know anymore that he had COVID for a week 3 years ago.
Yeah. Final was he did quite a bit in Zenkaija. I'm seeing at least 3 roles that he had in Zenkaija. Um, a couple in Rue Soldier.
He
Uh,
was some sort of baseball monster
Strikeout.
from. Oh, he was the baseball monster from Car Ranger.
Yeah. So there was a Power Rangers Turbo equivalent.
Oh, he voiced Gaisolg? Okay.
Yeah, so um, Beady Debbie, Mega Ranger.
I imagine we didn't see this thing in Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's creepy. Uh, with Alien Thing.
Gormelian.
From Deca Ranger, who was actually in Power Rangers.
That's interesting. I wonder why he was such a common guy they used for like a few years and then he was not on the show for 6 and then another 5.
I don't know. But I'm glad that he did some of the voices because the Gokaiger and Two Kaiser henshin devices sound fucking awesome.
So now we've seen the man behind the GoZyuger henshin.
Yep, and here he is. Uh, so yeah,
Anyway,
he
is it just Fire Candle and Bouquet they defeat, or is there like a number one TV man who shows up that I forgot about?
there's a or not monster, but like a bell head. That's,
Yeah, one of the named
that's what I call them.
bellheads.
That's
Yeah.
why I call them now, bell heads.
What was the name I
Uh,
had for them that was really good?
I can't
Bellboys.
remember. Bellboys, yeah. So, and there was a bellboy who had a big sword, like a golden bellboy, and I think he was actually voiced by the same guy that we were just talking about.
Yes, I believe so.
Uh, so there was a mecha fight in there, and I guess that's really it, apart from the boss like firing on Haweru because he's too good for that job.
I would be fucking livid, bro. Like Hoeru did not react to that the right way. Like the screams of desperation just make him look pathetic. But I would have been like, bro, I fucking need money, dog. I saved the planet, doesn't pay. You're not gonna fire me for this job because I'm too cool. I would have to do a little bit of intimidation, not a direct threat, but just like, bro, don't fuck with my money, dog.
Like, I'm not doing this for exposure. I'm doing this for money
Yeah.
because saving the world does not pay, and I need to get paid so I keep up with my rent.
Yeah, superheroes have rent too, jerk.
And you'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. Uh,
Bro, there's a podcaster that I follow has this system where he lives in LA where the rent is so bad, so like he's so terrified of his landlord raising his rent that he like refuses to contact his landlord for any reason unless his rent is raised. Like he'll wait because his rent always does eventually get raised, so like his apartment will be like fucking falling apart and he'll refuse to call the landlord until he happens to raise the rent, and then he'll call the landlord and be like, here's these 74 problems that I have, fix them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm glad I haven't got to worry about that.
True, true.
So, yeah, that's. Where do you rank this episode?
I kind of want to give it a 10 for like every other reason, but the thing we complained about, but I feel like I have to take away a point. I feel like I have to give it a 9 because I'm so mad about the way that 5 out of 6 of our main characters conducted themselves.
I'm going to go for an 8.5, and I'm taking away the another point 5 for the ending because, like you said, Haweru's our reaction to being fired was not appropriate. Like,
I don't know if I'd
come
take
on.
away points for that. He's just like he's not a very aggressive dude. But like I would have been aggro. I would have been like, "Are you fucking joking, bro?"
He needs that
Yeah.
shit, but he doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, favorite character in that episode?
Hoaru, he still
Yeah,
saved the day despite being fucking gaslit by all his friends.
and all the others were just dicks.
Yeah. It's like a fucking it's like a adult cartoon where like 99% of adult cartoons, half the bit is that every character hates each other. That's what this seems like, is that they're all fucking with Haru because they hate him. Which has not been the case prior.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm also going to go for Hawara just because everyone else sucked. Like, he's the de facto answer.
Fair enough.
Uh,
And folks, we will be back right now. Okay.
All right. And now we are back to talk about the final story in this episode of Tokyo Thrill. Episode 27 and 28. Win the battle, get rich quick, and Dancing with Love. This is the AI.
So
So
we
open
so we know the moral of all of GoZyuger now, basically.
uh, the moral.
Yes, generative AI bad. It seems to
Yeah,
be the ultimate moral of the story.
yeah. Just don't use AI because AI is no bueno. So it opens on Bouquet doing her admiration of Rikuo. So obviously, she likes him a lot, and it's now to the point where she kind of snaps at Tegajun.
They
She's like, "Oh,
still,
you're
after all this time, after even now, when the whole two-parter is about how much love she has in his heart for him, they have not yet made it clear, one way or the other, whether she knows he is Goju Leon or not.
yeah, we still don't know if she knows or not." And Tegajun is like, "Oh, all your love should be directed towards me because I'm your queen." And Bouquet is like, "No, I'm not giving up on Rikuo, even though he's a human. He's different." And she kind of
He's a
storms
hot
out.
human.
Yeah. And after she storms out, she's outside, and no joke, she gets freaking shot in the back of the head by Kuon. And I honestly thought it was just going to be like, that's it. She's dead now. But no, she's not dead. He just erased her memories with that
Question:
bullet. Yeah.
why?
Because
What does Kuon stand to gain from this?
something about his company or UI, I don't really know.
But it doesn't seem like he's in on that. Like his friend kidnaps her and uses her data to fuck shit up. But then Kuon deletes the data and like kills him or something at the end. Like it doesn't seem Kuon was part of that plan at all.
True.
So what
Yeah.
was Kuon's motivation for erasing her memory? Like if he just wants her to forget about Rikuo. If he wants her to forget about Rikuo and she doesn't know Rikuo is a GoJuger and she hates the GoJugers, maybe just tell her that because you know, we know that you know, but it doesn't seem like she knows.
Yeah, maybe her knowing would stop her from wanting to be with him. So maybe
Exactly.
just try telling her that. It's like, hey, your little crush is actually your enemy.
If we find out that she just knows, I'm pissed because like, here's the thing. They're making the show for Japanese kids. I'm sure they have a little bit better recollection than us, but they're still kids. If you want the viewers to remember and understand that she knows, there has to be one picture of Goju Leon in her fucking collage. And there isn't. So if she knows, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. But like, I literally don't remember if there's like a single um like scene where we see him transform and she's nearby.
I do remember there was one where he transformed and she was nearby, but we determined that it was possible that she was preoccupied and didn't notice. So it's a big question mark.
Yeah, it, it's just it's impossible to tell. But mm,
This whole episode was just like strange. Because it's like again, the whole bouquet Rikuo thing annoys me because of that aspect. Then there's why in the fuck would Kuo erase Bouquet's memory? What does he stand to gain? And why Why does she follow Kumade like a lost puppy? Like, what is this whole episode?
Well, um, I think Kumade sees her and like part of her recognizes him. So she's like, "Oh, you're the only person I think I can trust because I think I know you." And so she clings on to him because otherwise she has no idea what to do.
All right, what do we think's happening? Is it Bouquet and Rikuo, Bouquet and Fire Candle, or Bouquet strong independent woman? What are we thinking?
Strong, independent woman.
That's what you think? You don't think it's gonna be either of them?
I mean, I want it to be strong, independent woman, but I think it's going to end up being her and Fire Candle.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fire Candle too. I think they're both going to I think they're both gonna come to the side of good and they're gonna end up together. It's gonna be like a Jared and Camille situation.
Yeah. And how cool would it be if Fire Candle, after turning good, looks at Sumino and just gives her the Shinkenja ring. I could remember
Yeah, that'd be good.
he still has it, and
That'll
she
be how he
uses
earns
it.
their trust.
But
He'll
okay,
come to them and he'll be like, "Hey,
no,
I'm turning against them. I want to help you guys." And they're gonna be like, "Why should we believe you?" And he's gonna give Sumino the Shinkenger ring, and that's gonna be how he earns their trust.
that would actually be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
Does he still have that though? I thought I took that.
I'm not sure if anyone took it
Oh
because
yeah, I guess. No, I think. Yeah, I guess nobody. Because then why wouldn't have they used it to? Oh, well, I guess because I don't know who has it. I'm logicking myself through it in my head. Is there
uh,
who has the Shinkenger ring in GoZyuger? Let's see what Bing AI overview has to say. Never mind, it didn't really give me much information. Okay. There's an article about the Sentai rings,
uh,
universe rings.
Shinkenja. Back up. Shine Life is Weak Cake. Tie Fire Candle up in case Yorker boost.
Fire
Oh wait, no, that's
Candle, the Shinken Red to Fire Candle, Goju Wolf. It seems like Hoeru has it.
Shinken Red Explosion with Bucket Fire Candle. That's whoever collects his and Bokeh Shinken. Okay, yeah.
Hoeru has it. Okay, never mind. Our awesome
Right.
plot doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh well. And they can't use it on Oto because the
Yeah, the guy
man with the
took
grey
her.
eyes
Yeah,
took
Ray took her,
yeah.
who we see again in this episode in not Hoeru, Rikuo's dream sequence.
Yeah. Because that's the thing that happens some point is the Goju just get kidnapped. Well, and first they get lured into a trap by Hoeru's no Kuon's partner and the business, and Kuon is the Battle Fever Red,
My boy.
and he armors himself up with what I thought like it looked familiar at first,
I mean,
and my
it's a
brain just
it's a
went,
Stay Caesar reference for sure.
yeah,
It might not look exactly the same, but it's a reference.
and my brain literally just went, oh, it probably just looks familiar because Kuon stuff. It's, it probably just looks like Kuon's armor, but no, that is parts of Stay Caesar's armor, and it clocks when in the latter half of this episode, um, and the guy has these rockets on his arm, which Stay Caesar also has. So I was like, ah, that's where I know it from. So it was pretty sick to see a Stay Caesar reference. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and this episode does have a no one, and it is the money no one.
Yes.
because there's the number one battle between him and Kumade to see who can get more money.
Oh, and that's another
And
part about this episode that annoyed me. The weird ass backward moral that they try to make out of Kubide's money grubbing.
I'd say it doesn't make any sense. I get the like the point they're trying to make that, oh, if you don't spend your money, then what's the point? But they literally made it into a thing where, oh yeah, money is literally alive, and if you don't
There,
spend it, it
it will
disappears.
die. Yeah, first of all, that's not true. Second of all, like the way that Kumine explains like money brings people together. What I think he was trying to imply, the only thing that I could interpret that made any sense is like an obligation to pay money creates a contract between two people and thus creates a connection between them. And that can be a positive thing, but that's dumb. Just have a connection with a person. There doesn't need to be money involved.
There's no money between like you and me, and we're still friends.
Yeah.
Like, my guy, your point is invalid. Um, so once he says that, freaking the money, no one's money, just disintegrates because he didn't spend any of it, which was just so dumb. And Kumade won because he had some money left over, and he was spending it by helping. Well, not well. He got it by helping people because they paid him to do it. But then he bought everyone's dinner.
So is the money like a like symbiotic life form altogether, and you have to like reduce its mass or it dies? Because like the way that it's logicked, when his money dies, it would seem like Kumide's money would also die because the same amount of time had gone by that he didn't spend that money.
This episode is dumb.
This episode's bad. It's a bad
Entire
episode. You see, unfortunately, the one good thing, I'm probably going to give it at least above a half score, because I really like what it does for Bouquet and Fire Candle, but that's it. The rest of it's stupid.
I mean, I really enjoyed what I'm going to bring up next, which is, as we mentioned before, there were fake GoZyugers using
Yes,
AI.
that was also cool. Them
And
being
this time,
trapped
yeah,
in the AI world was also cool. I guess okay. It's just
yeah,
it's the money shit, and it's like and it's the fact that the whole like emotional through line of the episode is that Bouquet has lost her memories and is now hanging out with Kumide, and there's no reason why she should have lost her memories, because what does Kuan stand to gain?
yeah, it's pretty dumb. But yeah, the GoZyugers are in the AI world where they get their best dreams coming true, but then it gets turned on their heads when people that they are close to end up turning against them. Like with Sumino, Ota was just like, "Oh, you abandoned me."
She doesn't even say that. I don't know if we looked at different subtitles, but like that was the silliest one to me, because it's just Odo's like, "You're annoying, I hate you," and walks away, and I'm like, isn't that how younger siblings work by default?
Uh,
Like, why is
I don't know.
Sumino so pressed about this? I'm sure this is not the first or last time her little sister will say this to her.
I might be thinking of Kinjiro's one actually, because oh no, yeah, I am because
Okay, oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
his
yeah. That one
his
was fucked.
wife that also turned young, which I think was the only way they could handle a love interest for Sumino. No, Sumino fucking Kinjiro would be if his love interest was also his age, but had the same thing where she looked younger.
They could also do. It would be funny if like you can't do it the other way, obviously, because that's weird. But I think the Japanese audience would find humorous if he falls in love with like a grandma and he in his youthful body is trying to like court this old lady. That would be pretty funny.
That would be funny, yeah. But I think they made the right move with having it be his actual wife, but having her like aged down the same way he was.
That was fucked. Like if the next episode is not about Kinjiro's family, which it didn't seem to be based on the 1 second of the next time on that I saw, that's like crazy. Cause that's gotta like stick with a guy. Your
Yeah.
fucking dead wife comes back to life and she's like, you abandoned your family. I think the next episode, Kinjiro's ring would be on the table with a note that said, sorry guys. Like,
Dang, imagine if it actually hit that hard. I'm freaking Rico got it quite easy because his one was just the um grey-eyed man. I keep forgetting his name. Just saying, "Oh, you'll never be a big pop star."
it's like, what do you know? You kidnapped my friend's sister. Fuck you.
Yeah. And then Ryuji, I think Tegasaur just melted.
Take a sword fucking dies.
He died.
He's
He
like,
just
no.
fucking dies. Um,
Man, there really needs to be an episode where Ryuji realizes he's being fucking insane. If the whole show goes on without him ever being like, maybe this take a sword religion thing is stupid, I will be disappointed.
yeah, I mean, I thought that he was like slowly getting out of his constant religious attitude towards Tegasword, but we're right back into it.
I did like the joke where he had suddenly he'd suddenly in like 2 seconds of being gone formed a Tegasword cult and actually got students in that school to join it.
Yeah,
That was funny. That was good.
that was pretty good.
But like honestly, I think I've said this before, but I really like it to be like Tegasword sets him down and he's like, bro, it's not that serious. I might be a god, but I'm not God. Like you don't need to pray to me all the time. It's cool, dude.
Yeah, we're chill, bro. And something that I've only just noticed was again with the whole Stay Caesar reference. Um, the fact that they chose now to bring in the fake GoZyugers because one of Stay Caesar's abilities was the shit that he ripped off of Basco, where he could summon fake clones of different Ranger teams. So it seems kind of intentional that he would be referenced in the same episode that the fakes of the GoZyugers are introduced. But I did like that fight scene
Yeah, that
because
was
we
pretty
got.
cool.
And one thing that I um like struggle with when it comes to clone fights is keeping track of who's who. But in this one, you haven't got to worry about that because it's obvious. The chest designs are very different. You can easily tell.
I'm sorry, I'm very distracted. There's a cat outside my window, and I've never seen a cat like this before. He's like a fully black cat, except his feet's. So it's like he's wearing little socks. He's got little white feet.
My God,
I love this cat. I want to keep him.
understandable. So there's the clone fight, and then the end is oh yeah, Fire Candle breaks in to the place where Kuwon's partner is holding Bouquet captive, and the dude whose name is Arata just kind of unplugs Bouquet from the headset and has her attack Fire Candle. But Fire Candle just does the whole I remember who you are, and he shows a picture of Rikuo and tells her to remember him. But and after he goes on about Bouquet's name, like her full name, Arata is just like, no, I do not like that name. And he takes the picture of Rikuo, rips it in two, throws it to the ground, and stomps on it, which
Oof.
snaps Bouquet out of it, and she punches him.
Ah, the power of love. Hiya.
And as she remembers Fire Candle, makes amends, and Haweru gets the Battle Fever ring from Arata in a later on fight. And later on, Kuon returns, and he's about to be terminated as like a punishment for how he manipulated Bouquet, apparently, which makes no sense because Kuon was the one that orchestrated that. So, what?
This episode, man.
Yeah. And then we're back at the base, like the villain base, and Bouquet apologizes to Tega June, and Tega June says, "Oh, your punishment will be yourself." And oh yeah, Fire Candle finds a little note on Bouquet's back, and he reads it, and it's a 300 million yen check.
Not a check, an invoice.
Oh, an invoice, yeah. Okay, it's a thanks tax. I wonder who could have placed that on her back.
When she's like, I hate you, Kubine.
Yeah.
I hate that hedgehog.
Destroy the hedgehog. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
That is a good movie. I was referencing the cartoon from the 90s, but they probably say it in the movie too.
And the only the closest thing I know is when like Eggman is talking to Knuckles, and he's like, um, we can work together to destroy the
The
hedgehog.
hedgehog.
He drags it out,
Yeah,
and
if they
Knuckles is
bring Jim Carrey back as Dr. Eggman, I'm gonna need him to say, I hate that hedgehog.
he's like,
It's the iconic
hedgehog.
line from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is just Sonic the Hedgehog Looney Tunes. Not enough people know about this show. It's really funny. And that was like Robotnik's catchphrase. Sonic would do something bad to him, and he'd be like, I hate that hedgehog.
Yeah,
That's also the
yeah.
show
That
with one of my favorite jokes in cartoon history where he just taps on one of the henchmen and he says, I'm over there. And somehow that works. He looks over there.
I think one of my favorite Eggman jokes comes from Sonic Boom, where he's in like the shower and he asks for a towel, and I think Sonic gets him like this like tea towel about the size of a hand, and like, oh, what am I supposed to cover with that? Are you making fun of me?
That's pretty good.
That show has so many jokes like that, and it's amazing.
Anyway, enough about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that was the plot of the final episode for this episode.
Uh,
Oh,
I don't know if my favorite
oh,
character is Bouquet or Fire Candle. I'm having a real time picking between the two.
we got a bit of time to think because it's ranking out of 10. first.
Well, technically, it's supposed to be favorite character first. You've just been doing it the opposite this whole time.
And you couldn't tell me that
I've just
sooner?
been letting you cook.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh
give it a
well.
6. I liked the
I'm gonna
bouquet and fire candle stuff enough that I want to give it a positive rating. But I also want that rating to reflect how stupid a lot of the episode is. So, it's a passing grade, but only barely.
I'm giving it a 7 because of the steak Caesar and the clone stuff on top of the fire candle and bouquet stuff.
Fair.
I mean, the rest of it was pretty dumb.
Your money will die.
And then favorite character.
You know what? I'm going to say fire candle because it touches me that like he cares so deeply for Bouquet that like not only is he like super determined to save her, but like it doesn't even bother him that what it takes to break her out of the spell is a picture of another man, because at least he's broken her out of the spell. Like he's very noble. He cares about Bouquet. He's a loyal friend. Had to give it to Fire Candle.
Yeah, again, that's also what I was going to say because, like, he really shined here. Like, but this was one of his better episodes. So, and I love Fire Candle, so I've got to give it to him. So yeah, that about does it for this episode of the GoZyuger Catchup. Riley, where can our listeners find you?
linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe. That's RIELY Cinematic Universe. Making all sorts of podcasts. You can check out my YouTube channel. Lately, I have been doing 5 days a week live streamed podcast called Lolcow Nobodies about Keemstar's Lolcow universe and the concept of lolcows in general. It's been doing really well. I've been putting a lot of myself into that. So, if you want to support me, check out that show and give it a like, give it a listen, because it's been pretty good.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me here with the the other hosts on Toku Thrill, and also on my own channel Nightstar, where I'm not sure when, but I'm hoping to do some more general gaming videos on that channel.
I'm gonna post that Sonic Battle video we recorded 30 years ago.
Yeah, and there's a few things that I want to do on there. But yeah, I've got to find that and then post it at some point. But thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we'll see you hopefully next week for the next episode of GoZyuger.
Episode 29, we're getting up there, almost to the big 3-0.
Yep, we're like 3/5 of the way to finishing this season.
I feel like we might be getting out of it because they're starting to do shit with like Bouquet and Fire Candle and their like complexities and emotions. So maybe that's gonna lead to something. But I feel like uh we're in the stage of GoZyuger where it's that meme with the guy poking the thing with the stick and it's like, do something. Like when's the next important thing gonna happen?
It should be soon because normally Sentai seasons have like 50 episodes roughly, and we're nearing 30. So we're 3/5 of the way to finishing. So there should be an important thing happening soon.
Here's hoping. I want the Fire Candle heel turn so bad now. If we
Me too.
don't get the Fire Candle heel turn, I'll be so mad.
And I want him to have a Sentai ring, and to have him. Like, I would say I want him to have the Shinkenger one, but I kind of want Oto to keep it.
I
Like,
think Oto is probably going to be out of play until the end. We'll see if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling the freeing of Oto is going to be a near end game situation. So I could see if he has a face turn, Hoaru in the heat of battle tossing him the Shinken Red ring and letting him use it again.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
I hope the one thing is like I could see it going this way too, and I feel like I would also be satisfied with this. If he just gets killed and nothing of note happens and he just dies, that's bad. But I think I would be okay with if he got killed in a one-on-one with Hoaru and he like stated his respect for the GoZyugers at the end as he fades away. That would also be a satisfying conclusion to the character. But I'd rather he healed her and live happily ever after.
Of course. And Sentai, I'm gonna make this very clear. Do not do a repeat of what you did with freaking the Don Brothers character, Sonoi. Okay? Because end of the season, he just flopped over dead. No big,
Oh,
just it just happened. He went to his friend's food place and he ordered something and then just flopped. He was dead. And that was it.
isn't that also what happened to Black Condor, or did somebody shoot him? I
Check.
forget if like something happened to him that led to that, but I know his like end scene is he just has like a conversation with Red Hawk, and then Red Hawk walks away and he fucking dies on the bench. Black Condor does. I don't know why he randomly dies on the bench.
Um, he was stabbed by a mugger,
Okay.
and instead of fighting or transforming, he just went to the onto his friend's wedding reception, and he died on the bench.
What a dick move, right? You go to your friend's wedding to die? Like, way to take the attention away from the couple.
Wow. Like, go die on your own time.
Yeah. Like I understand you wanting to spend your final moments with your friends, but like they're trying to have a wedding. You're gonna ruin their wedding night by being dead.
He even smoked a cigarette before he died.
Well, that's him from what I'm told. That's the kind of guy he is, but it's just a little bit of a dick move to go to your friend's wedding so you could die there. So somebody finds you and then suddenly the whole night is ruined.
Yeah. Because
Sorry for the spoilers for Jetman, a show that came out in 1999, by the way. 99, way earlier than that. I undershot.
I'm personally not gonna watch it
91?
because I can't watch it. Yeah, 91.
Yeah.
It was way too many colorful flashes.
Is there, I know you showed me the morphing sequence, but is there like other shit too? Because like, I
I
imagine
think
you could shield yourself from the morphing sequence the same way you shield yourself from like the power blaster and Mighty Morphin.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's got a bunch of them in there.
Yeah, that's fair. Probably not worth the risk. Well, I say that knowing that I'm pretty sure Jetman is like one of the
The
most
best Sentai
significant
seasons.
pieces of cinema ever produced by Super Sentai.
Like I'm told by one of our fellow hosts here, Metal,
Who I'm
that
supposed to be reviewing a Common Rider show with, that fucking forgetful fuck.
he says
I don't
quite
even remember which
frequently
one.
that
Go ahead.
there's there's three Sentai seasons for him, I think, that kind of tie up in his number one spot, which is Gokaiger, Jetman, and Die Ranger. Only one I've seen, and the other two I can't because it's too big of a risk.
Unfortunate.
And I really want to see Jetman because I love those suits. Like it's one of those early Sentai seasons where the suits actually look really good.
I dig the suits a lot.
Like the earlier suits, like Dynaman, I think. Was it Dynaman?
Yeah, Dynaman's a little goofy.
Yeah. Like
Well, I mean, they kind of went back and forth, right? Because like Go Ranger and JQ look like normal, pretty good Power Ranger suits. And then there's Battle Fever, which is its own can of worms. And then Dempsey Man looks normal. And I don't know what comes after that. I'm bad at. I remember the first four. I don't know what order they go in after that.
Seasons in order. Go Ranger, Jacker, Battlefield, Sun Vulcan.
Sun Vulcan had dope suits, very good
Yeah.
suits.
And then it was the one with the ribbons. I don't remember which one that's called.
I thought that was Dempsey Man.
Like,
What's the one with the ribbons?
oh, it's got the like ornate headpiece.
I think I know what you're talking about. I thought that was fourth. What's oh, okay? Hold on. Let me solve this mystery for myself. List of Super Sentai, because I know them all. I just don't know what order they go in.
Battlefield, Densman, Sun Vulcan, Goggle 5.
Goggle 5, yeah.
Then it's Dynaman, I think. I'm just looking at pictures of the helmets.
I'm okay. Goggle 5. Yeah, Goggle 5 looks pretty normal. Dynaman is goofy. Bioman is goofy, but in a way that I kind of like. I kind of like the Bioman suits.
Yeah, I think they look pretty cool. Like it's pretty sci-fi.
Changeman's kind of goofy.
Yeah,
Flashman's kind of goofy.
yeah.
Maskman's great. I love those
Maskman,
suits.
yeah. Maskman is amazing.
Live Man as well.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Turbo Ranger, also very good suits. Very boring show, as it turns out. I gave it a shot.
Mhm.
5 Man, pretty good suits, and then Jetman, and then it goes into the Power Ranger ones that we all know.
I think my favorite before Ranger is Jetman. Uh,
I'm thinking. I'm ruminating. I think mine might be Mask Man.
I don't blame you. They're very good suits.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've kind of
Yeah, I kind of forgot we were still doing a thing. Goodbye, everyone. We already plugged, so it's
already
just time to
plugged.
go.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.